What's up, guys? It's your host, Taylor, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of Dirty Napkins. Today, we'll be interviewing G.I. Jane at her restaurant, Mind, Body, and Soul Food. So grab your knife and your fork, and let's go get some napkins dirty. Welcome back to another episode of Dirty Napkins. Today we're sitting down with G.I. Jane.
Thank you for having me. I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I cannot complain. I can't complain. When I walked in, the food was smelling really good.
I know, right?
Good.
Yeah, that's that meal prep food. It smells real good.
You said you cooked like how many meals over there?
65 meals.
Working
the
on
kid
the
is
weekend.
tired. Working on the weekend.
Like usual.
Exactly.
I got you. Well, I guess just to kind of start off for us all to learn a little bit about you, where are you from? Let's start there.
Okay, so born in Germany. My parents were military.
Okay.
Yep. So I have dual citizenship. So, you know, if anything pop off, I'm going to be like, peace out. Okay, we're going to make over there. Exactly, okay? So, born there, we moved to North Dakota, and then we settled here in Jackson. Okay. Early 90s, my dad wanted to be close to his mom, so we retired here.
So your lineage is a lot from
exactly.
Jackson?
Yeah, we're from Newton, Canton, Forest, all over. Okay. Mom is from Canton, dad's from like Newton and Forest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Germany, North Dakota, what, like Minot, North Dakota, somewhere in that area?
Don't let me lie to you. Dad was Air Force, but Germany is Zweibrücken. So that's why I was
veteran myself. So
really?
Okay. Tell him I said thank you for his service.
Yeah. What branch?
Air Force.
Okay. Yep, he was Air Force as well. Good. I was supposed to go Air Force, but I ain't like people telling me what to do.
Really?
Yeah, no. I did 3 years ROTC and I was like, peace out.
And now you tell people what to do.
Basically.
You work people
How
out.
ironic.
Yeah. So let's jump into that a little bit, right? Yeah. So we'll get more into like your entrepreneurial ventures, but let's start with your fitness journey. How did that happen? Like, how did you get into fitness?
Yeah. So basically, I went through abuse. I was raped at 14. Yep. Went through domestic violence at 18. So I had a whole lot of anger. So I was already working out, in high school. The guys used to tease me, call me Miss Powerhouse. It was crazy. I ran track, I played basketball. Then went to college, did weightlifting. And then after that, I just got tired of the guys being like, oh, you so muscular. So kind of backed off. But like I said, I did ROTC. Okay. Moved back home after I had my daughter. And I was going through postpartum depression. So my dad was like really trying to get me out the house. And you know how military men are. They not for the women being all big and stuff. So my dad was like, you're not finna get fat. I'm finna get you a membership at the gym. So initially it started out as Pilates. I would just kind of go 1 hour out of the day. Okay. But I got bored with that. I was like, this is cute and all, but I started craving the iron again. So he got me a membership at the old Powerhouse, Quest. Okay. And it initially just started out as, one, I wanted to look good naked. Okay, that's all women do.
I got you.
And then two, I wanted to prove him wrong because he felt like I was just going to waste his money. He was like, you're just gonna waste my money. And I was like, oh, okay then, because I am moved by that. You tell me what I'm not gonna do, I'm gonna do it.
So
times 10. Oh yeah, I was at the gym 7 days a week for like 2 and 3 hours.
So speaking of motivation, I saw when I did some research on you. You competed in Miss International. Like what exactly? What is that like?
So they started that where they allowed us to go to a pro show because normally you have to get your pro card at a national level show. Okay. But women's bodybuilding was getting too big. Women were starting to look like men. Okay. They was like, we need to chop it down. So they opened up the Chicago Pro Show and called it Miss International. And the year that I went was the first year that they did that. So it was a great time to go because they were looking for a smaller look, and I had always been told that I was keeping that smaller look for women's bodybuilding. So like I just kind of envisioned that I was already gonna get that pro card. Like I was seeing it, hearing it. Yeah, I knew it. I was like, I'm just going to get my trophy.
So do you still compete at all? Or?
I took this year off, of course, to open up Mind, Body, and Soul Foods, the eatery. But next year, yeah, it's going down because now they've added us back to the Olympia. Because the year that I started competing, we were taken out of the Olympia. Because like I said.
And what is that, the Olympia?
The Olympia, it's in Vegas. So that's like the Super Bowl for us.
Oh, for weightlifting.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the women had just, like I said, got too big. So back in 2014, after Ira, she had won like 100 years. And they was like, look. 100 years. Yeah, okay. She was like, let me just compete one more time. And then after that, y'all can retire it. So they did in 2014 retire it. So now that it's back, that's always been my dream to go to the Olympia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm like, I gotta do it.
What kind of preparation goes into? Is it a lot? And I asked that question because when we were talking before we started recording, you said you don't get to work out nearly as much as you used to. So what? Yeah. How are you gonna kind of juggle all of that?
I don't know. Okay. I ain't made it that far because you really got to be selfish. So I'm really just manifesting me a whole team, you know. Okay. I talk to my trainers, to my manager at the gym. I'm like, listen, we need a whole team of people. I need an assistant. I need a maid. Like,
so you have a trainer?
Yeah. Like, I can't think for myself because we're like depriving ourselves of all these carbs and you just got to, like when I went out for my pro card, I was doing 4 and 5 hours of cardio. Waking up at 3 a.m. and going to the gym, doing the Stairmaster for about 2 hours. Wow. Then I would work out, then I would go and eat, and then I would go to the Baptist and swim for an hour. I would get in the sauna for an hour. Later on in the evening, I would do an hour of jump rope in my garage.
And what is all of this for?
This was for my pro card. Okay. So we basically tear our bodies down. That's basically kind of why, wrong. This is why I got this tattoo, like the Terminator. It's like we tear our bodies down, like we shred down, down to nothing, for 2 minutes on stage.
2 minutes?
Yeah. We go like 4 or 5 months of depriving ourselves for 2 minutes on stage. So it's a crazy lifestyle, but when you see yourself all chiseled and those abs are popping and I mean, it's nothing that can compare.
Yeah,
it's all worth it.
It's a good feeling, right?
Oh yeah.
And I think it's interesting that although you've kind of only been doing this professionally for however long, but when you were telling us your story, you've been working out for a long time.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So, it's in my DNA. Like that was just always something that, like I said, I had a lot of anger and I needed a way to get that anger out. So in college, I was punching holes in walls, but after I had my daughter, I was like, you can't keep doing it. No.
I don't need to scoot away from it.
No. I mean, I was like hardcore, like pulling my gun out. It was a bad situation, yeah. Like
pulling your gun out?
Yeah, get to drinking and be like, hey, what happened? Okay. Yeah, it was bad, the Lord delivered me, okay?
Well, good. I mean, pulling the strap out and punching holes.
Yeah, it was bad. Like I said, with having gone through what I went through, and in the Black community, we don't talk about sexual assault. We don't talk about domestic violence like that. Yeah. It's really hush hush. But with me going to college and going to counseling, my counselor had me to talk about it. And then with working out, it was a way for me to just get that anger out.
That's healthy though.
Yeah.
Healthy. And I think I appreciate you being vulnerable with us and telling us that because I think a lot of people don't talk about that. They kind of sweep it under the rug and they keep that anger inside. So we appreciate it.
Yes. Look, I couldn't keep that anger. Like I think I can definitely say having my daughter, it changed the game. I was like, okay.
That's kind of where it started to shift.
Oh yeah, the light bulb went off. It was like, all right, gotta get it together because I was having fun. I had just pledged. Sure. I was traveling.
What are you?
Stop playing.
Is that how you asked that question?
Stop playing. I am a member of the illustrious Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated.
I got you.
Okay.
I got you.
You gotta say it like that.
That's how you gotta say it. I think I guess that's how you saying it. But well, let's kind of shift gears a little bit. So let's talk about more. You said something around just like women, right? So more specifically, Black women, right? What is that dynamic like of being an entrepreneur as a Black woman? I'd like to hear you talk about that if you don't mind.
Yeah, it's a whole different class, in itself because like take the eatery for example. Not only were we trying to get open in the middle of a pandemic, but with me being a Black female and having to deal with the contractors, it was always this idea of like this was a small project, like we're doing you a favor or like
your business.
Yeah,
that's how it was treated.
Yes, it was like you need to just get out of your lease, and this is going to be easily $100,000 project. And I was like, I was like boo boo the fool. Like, I got a daddy, I got a mentor, I got a husband. Like, nah, we not. Sure. Are you serious? So it was just always this, trying to throw out these large numbers.
And put a cap on your dream.
Yeah, it was a lot of men just kind of basically making it seem like what I was trying to do in here was gonna cost a lot of money. But thank goodness that I got that smarts that my daddy instilled in me, because he's an entrepreneur.
Okay.
So I was able to really hear what they were saying and be like, no. And then I would always call my mentor. I'm really thankful for my mentor, Willie, because he gave me this opportunity to be here, but I could always pick up the phone and call him and say, hey, what do you think about this price? What do you think about that price? So, but not even just with that, just people taking you serious, women in business, you don't take me serious.
And that's a
shame. Even with down to getting my permit, the guy gave me the runaround. You don't want to pick up the phone. It took us a whole month just to get the permit, and we, region's right down the street, but it took a whole month. For us to get all that done, because he wanted this and he wanted that, and then you wouldn't answer my call. It was like I wasn't a priority, and I'm like, dude, my money is green, just like.
I got you. Right.
And so it was a process, very stressful, because with the gym it was easy. We got in there, we threw some paint on the wall, and we called it a day.
So the gym was before Mind, Body, and Soul Food.
Absolutely,
right? Okay.
Yeah.
So which one would you say then was more challenging?
Definitely the eatery, because like I said, COVID happened, and then we had to shut everything down. And so I had to make a decision to keep going and spend that money that I had in reserve. But I was always taught by other men, to keep something aside, for a rainy day. Yep. And so I always had this idea, this is what's in the account, I'm not going to touch it. So when it started getting low, I'm like, no. So I had already, said I was going to shut things down. And I told the contractors, don't touch nothing until afterwards. But then, of course, when we started back again, the contractors had moved on to bigger jobs. So, it's been a challenge being a woman and being a black woman in business for people to take me serious.
But look at what you got though. You got two businesses effectively running them both, and just in the time we've been sitting here, a ton of people been coming through looking for you, and the way you've been talking to them about what you're gonna do after this is a little frightening,
Yeah. It's like I don't know. Some days I'll be like, I don't even know how I get it done, because I play not just in the business world of being the owner and being the trainer and now being the chef by myself, but also being a new wife, only been married a year and a half and having a daughter. Okay. So that's a whole lot in itself, because after I do all this all day, when I go home, I got to spend time with husband,
I got you. And I got to be a wife at the end of the day too.
So I'm like, how do I balance all of this,
Black girl magic, that's what you're doing
Black girl magic. But what I learned is that it's really no balance in it all. It's really just learning to set boundaries.
Sure.
So I've learned to say no, to have those times for myself. I've learned to get up first thing in the morning and meditate, and I've learned about chakras, and I burn my candles.
I noticed the rocks. I'm not into that. I got a friend that's into it, but I noticed the rocks.
I've got my altars, and so I have to do all of that so that I can stay centered, so that I can stay on my square, because I'm the one that has to put out the fires all throughout the day. Everybody's coming to me, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, well, this is what you asked for. You was always talking about you the boss, and now you got to.
boss.
Yeah, so that's the biggest thing is, can you handle the smoke?
So speaking of can you handle the smoke, right? It's two ways we can go. We can move forward. I want to ask you, y'all ask this first. So going back a little bit, when you're just talking about the challenges you were facing, getting your businesses open, I guess my question for you is what advice would you give anyone, right? Or more specifically, Black women that are trying to get into entrepreneurship. You met the adversities, you faced the adversity. So what would you tell them to kind of keep them going forward?
Definitely have a mentor.
Okay.
I'm thankful for, I can't really say I have a lot of female, mentors, because a lot of times what I've noticed just here in Mississippi, because I have female mentors outside of Mississippi, but here in Mississippi is that a lot of times they see you as a threat. And they don't want to mentor you. They feel like you're going to get too big. So I do have a lot of male mentors who are business owners. So definitely a mentor, but definitely I should have, because I'm one of them people that just jump. I have an idea in my head, like we were talking about earlier, and I'd be like, let's do it. I don't even think about it. I don't
you.
calculate the risk. I don't try to figure out if I got a parachute. I'm like, let's just jump. So I, didn't write a lot of things down. I jumped into this having never known anything dealing with a restaurant. I don't know anything about a restaurant.
Really?
Yeah, no.
So you just jumped right into this?
I was just like, cool, let's do it. He presented the opportunity. I had been meal prepping for people.
I was gonna say, did you not? Do you like to cook?
I love to cook.
Okay.
The kitchen is my second happy place. So love to cook. But
what's your favorite dish then?
I love pasta. I'm a pasta girl. I'm a pasta girl. So I was meal prepping for people, but I didn't know anything about restaurants. I should have done more research, so that I could have known. Because when I got into it, I was like, oh wow, this is a whole different beast. Like the vent hood and the stoves and stuff. I didn't know anything. So I would definitely say, for them to have a mentor, do their research, write a plan. I've never, and this might sound very naive, but I ain't never wrote a business plan. I just was like, I had said to the universe, to God, I was like, listen, if this is for me, the money gonna drop. Yeah. And then 2 days later, lady called back and was like, we're depositing the money. I was like, okay.
Worked out for
that. Was easy. And then I just jumped, but I didn't have a business plan. So now I'm learning the ins and outs of profit and loss and growth and net.
How to run a business.
Basically.
I got you.
Because the gym was easy. It was like, okay, run some payments, train the clients, well, man, thank you, ma'am. But now I'm learning about waste and inventory and, just things I had no idea about. So definitely to do your research and to write the plan, and to just, know where you're going. If you know where you're going, when you get out there, you just won't be lost. Because I feel like I bought a lot of sense.
Sure.
So, but sometimes you got to buy the sense for other people. So those things were a good experience for me now to help other people.
So in reference, and I'll be sure to come back to mine, to your restaurant rather, but I want to go to your gym for a quick second, right? So in terms of all of these, the people that you help, right, with their goals and things like that, what all does your gym exactly offer?
Okay. So we offer everything. I like to tell people that we're a one-stop shop. We go at it with a holistic approach. We're a family business. So when they come, you're not just gonna work out. We do a meal plan, we do a grocery list, we have classes. We've started a yoga class. So we've got, this thing, baby, is trying to smoke on us, right? We've got a yoga class that we do yoga and meditation. We also have a heel twerk, hip hop aerobics class that we just added.
You got it all going.
Oh yeah. So I like to just have a close knit. A lot of people think that it's just a female gym, but it's a family gym. I have male clients. I have children that I train. I have elderly people that I train. But I like to get to know my clients. We do things outside the gym. Back when outside was open, we would do the different marathons. We did the breast cancer walk. We did the diabetes. We did, a lot of different things in the community. We got clothes together for people when my apartment complex, some people behind me, their place burned down. So we do a lot of, it's not just a gym, because a lot of times when people come into their fitness journey, they come by themselves. They don't have anybody that's on that same goal. And people be like, oh girl, you look good how you are. What you doing, dude? It's hibernation season. Go on, keep that little belly or whatever. Yeah. And so you have these people in your ear, but what I offer at G.I. Jane Studio X is where you can have a family, a sisterhood, a brotherhood of people that are headed in the same direction to keep you on track. So we have a lot of accountability. We have a group called On Group Me, and we do a lot of things together. That we post our food and our workouts, and we hold each other accountable.
The accountability is a big thing.
It's a very big thing, because that's why most people quit, because they don't have anybody in their life that's rooting for them, saying keep going. I mean, we're in Mississippi. Everybody's like, girl, forget that. Just come on and eat. That's why I lost a lot of friends when I first started.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 7 years ago. They was like, oh, Tasha don't eat that, so we ain't calling her. Like, I hear people say that.
Really? You
don't eat that no more, so that's why we don't call you to go out to hang out anymore.
It's
like, well, I could come out and drink some water. Like,
I can do other things.
I love to hang out. I'm an extrovert, but I lost a lot of friends, so.
Well, and to tie back to your restaurant, right? So we talked a little bit about it. So what all does the restaurant serve? Like what, obviously when I say serve, you don't have to run down the whole menu to me.
Right.
But just kind of talk to us a little bit about it.
So we're healthy soul food. We're showing Mississippi, how to be able to eat those things that they love, but in a healthy way. So all of our food is made with vegan ingredients, down to our cornbread, and I got
cornbread, vegan cornbread?
Yes. I thought somebody said something.
Now, explain something to me real quick, right? For the people who are like myself or a little ignorant to it. Like, what exactly is vegan, right? Because you hear vegan, vegetarian, all these V's. Like,
right. What so vegan is just like plant-based. Is like if the animal had it, then we don't eat that. So like eggs, that's why vegetarians, they still eat eggs. They cool with that. They don't eat the meat, but they still eat things with eggs in it. Whereas vegans, it's like if it's got eggs in it, we're gonna stay away from it. Okay, because the chicken had the egg. Okay. So like different types of breads. It's kind of really hard to find breads. But the Ezekiel bread is one that, you know, you can find in the frozen food section that doesn't have the eggs and stuff in it. But it is a commitment. Like when I decided to go vegan back in January, I had watched some documentaries on Netflix, you know, the game changers, what the hell. And I was like, what they were doing to them pigs. And I ain't gonna go into it because, you know, you might eat bacon. And so I don't want to destroy your idea of bacon. Yeah, it's gonna be rough. But so I ain't gonna go there about what they doing to the pigs. But I was like, you know what? I don't want no more. So I'm one of the people that goes 0 to 100. I just woke up and was like, that's it.
Boom.
That's it.
I think that's how, you know, it feels like a lot of people end up vegan like that. I have a nephew, he's quite a bit older than me actually, but that's how he went vegan. He read a book or something like that, and after that he's like, oh, nope.
But so much has changed for me because I had a weak immune system. I have alopecia, which is an autoimmune disease. It causes your hair follicles to become at rest, and basically your immune system attacks itself. So imagine at 15, I woke up, all my hair is in the bed. Okay.
What?
Yeah. So kids were very cruel. They just called me a bald-headed bitch on, you know, that's back when Facebook had the honesty box. They all in the honesty box. I forgot about the honesty box. Yeah, they was all in the honesty box. Because they just want to find something, you know, that they could say about the kid. Because, you know, I was a little light-skinned girl from the north side, okay? Going to school on the west side.
That's why you had that gun.
So basically, like serious, like them, yeah, they used to call me Ghetto Boo. So I was, you know, I was like Lala from ATL, you know, Nunu, okay?
Nunu.
I was like Nunu. Okay, so anywho, what was I saying? I get off track.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
I get off track.
But to keep going on that topic, so being from Jackson, being from North Jackson more specifically, like what's that dynamic been like for you? Do you feel like the city has received you well, or like, you know, because with this show we talk quite a bit about Jackson, but I just want to talk to you about what's your opinion on how, you know, the city has kind of, you know, taking you in as far as your businesses go, or just your overall thoughts of the city in terms of starting and running a business. Feel free. I mean, you know.
I love my city. You know what I'm saying? Because it's Jackson. You know, it's Jackson. I love the city as a whole.
Sure.
But after high school, I was like, I gotta get on down. I gotta get on down. Yeah. Oh yeah, like. To this day, I have yet to go back to my alma mater. I just can't.
What?
I can't. It was like the worst 4 years of my entire life. Like, if I hadn't been in the band and been, you know, with Shrek, it would have just, because like I said, I was going through a lot.
I'm a band guy myself.
Yeah, I was in the percussion section. I played the piano for 20 years, so I played the bells. And you know, Jim Hill had the marching bells. So that was the only thing that really kept me sane. But having gone through that abuse, and being in the place that I was in, you know, back then, and people not knowing why I had an attitude, why I had all that anger. The teachers just kind of labeled me. You know, teachers label kids instead of finding out what's the root of this anger, of this attitude. So that was just a lot in itself. And then, like I said, kids, you know, joking about my hair, and then me.
And that was sensitive for you then?
Oh, most definitely, because, you know, wigs back then were like Tyler Perry. You know, they was all shiny, the ones with the little microphone hanging out of them. So it was like nobody was wearing these lace fronts. Nobody was wearing cute turbans. So I just didn't know what to do.
What, like,
you know, like the cute turbans that a lot of us wear now. But none of that was in style back in 2005. So it was just kind of like my beautician was still perming my hair, and you know, it was just a mess, okay? And so I ran up out of here, you know what I mean? And so even with my business, I went to Ole Miss.
Okay, I got
you. I did. So I got a lot of gripe from that too, of course, because it's like, oh, you didn't go to HBCU. And I'm like, first of all, my entire family went to Ole Miss. We got history there. My uncle was the third black to go, the second black to graduate. My other uncle was the first black to commission from the Army. The other uncle was the first black to commission from the Navy. So we got deep-rooted history at Ole Miss. Exactly. So I had to go. I mean, the Klan came, and I got a chance to march. So that was for me like a big moment in us, you know, changing a lot of things at Ole Miss. So that's the reason why I went. And I'm glad I went because, you know, at a predominantly white school, they talk about a lot of things. We talked about abuse and domestic violence and counseling, things that we really don't talk about in the Black community. You know, you start talking counseling and therapy, you like, oh, it's like taboo. You know, most people like, nah, I'm not doing that.
My mom still tells me I see a shrink every week.
Okay.
She's like, you still seeing that shrink? And I'm like,
you
why
know,
is it such a bad thing?
Why is it such a bad thing?
Yeah.
So, you know, I did. I ran out of here, went to Ole Miss, majored in psychology. When I came back, it was cool. I had to kind of find my place again, though, because it was like, where do I fit in here, you know? So the gym did give me that thing, you know, that
community,
niche.
yeah,
exactly. You know, a lot of people started seeing me in a new light, wanted me to train them, things of that nature. Now that I've opened up, though, you know,
I've had how you kind of got started on the gym path? So you started off training people. Were you were doing that like independently while you were working at the
I was doing it at Quest.
Yeah.
The owner had come to me and offered me a job as a manager. He just said I had that look. I ain't know nothing about it. I was a stay-at-home mom. So I was like, okay, cool, it's some money, you know.
Yeah.
And so in that, I was supposed to be at law school, okay? This was not my dream at all. I was supposed to be a lawyer or somewhere working SWAT or for the FBI, okay?
What?
Yeah, kicking down doors. That's what I wanted to do.
I got you.
But
it's adding up now.
Okay, but my husband, he wanted to own a gym. And so, you know, I was always raised to be that woman that just kind of like, you know, pushed her man, her husband, stand behind him, all that type of stuff. So I took that dream and I was like, I'm 0 to 100. So I ran with it. I was like, cool, let's do that. So that's where the gym came from. Okay. Like I said, I was meal prepping for people.
Yeah. I
initially wanted a food truck. Okay. But then this opportunity presented itself when the owner offered me this spot.
I got you.
So I was like, okay, let's do a restaurant. I can say I've had a lot of support from the vegan community. But I do get a lot more support from people that are out of state. You know, when I ask people like, how did they hear about you? You know, how did they hear about us? A lot of people have come like from Atlanta, Chicago, that, you know, show a lot of support. You know, the food groups, they help. You know, we can't post in Jackson because we're on the opposite side of county line. So tomato, you know what I mean? I'm like, whatever. Like,
is it that petty though?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. The food groups, like, don't do that. Okay, they got all kinds of rules. Like, so yeah, so we really, you know, I wish that we could have more support from our Jackson people. You know, so hopefully the more we get the word out, we can get more support, because we haven't gotten a lot of support from Jackson, you know. And then it's Mississippi. We opened up a healthy soul food in the unhealthiest state, you know. So I'm just trying to show people that they can have things like collard greens, cornbread, you know, and it be healthy. You know, we don't use fatback and all that. We don't use eggs. I even learned how to make vegan macaroni and cheese Saturday, and it was amazing.
Okay.
Oh, it was amazing.
I'm gonna have to give the food a shot. I'm telling you, it smells amazing, right? I know we're getting this done on one of the days you aren't open, but so another thing I want to talk to you about, and I'm wrapping up here.
Okay.
But I want to talk to you a little bit about all the CBD stuff you got going on. Can you again, you know, I ask a lot of questions.
No, I love it.
I tend to be inquisitive. So what exactly is CBD?
Okay. So CBD is it comes from hemp. Okay. But it's not psychoactive. Whereas THC is psychoactive, cannabidiol, okay, is not. All right. So basically, we all have an endocannabinoid system, okay, and it's got these like receptors.
You gotta slow me down real quick. All right. So
I know you like what?
Like, okay, let's go back to psychoactive.
Okay.
What exactly?
So
is that?
psychoactive means it's gonna get you high.
Okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
Whereas CBD calms the whole body. Okay. So endocannabinoid system, receptors, all right, and we naturally produce CBD anyway. Okay.
Really?
But sometimes those levels get low.
Okay.
So when you put it back in, those receptors, they grab a hold to it, they put your body in homeostasis, meaning it helps your body to heal itself and do what it's naturally supposed to do. Okay. So that's why when I started to really research CBD and to take it a lot, my hair started growing back.
Really?
Yes, because I have an autoimmune disease. I mean, think about it, even with THC. THC, medical marijuana, they using that for people with, you know, what is it, epilepsy and headaches, migraines, and seizures and things of that nature. So it's the same way with CBD. So when I started to research it, because I was having chronic migraines, because I had alopecia, and because I had a history of anxiety and depression, I started to see, okay, CBD is helping with my insomnia, because I be up at night thinking of a master plan. So that's where the gummies come into 0 to 100. Okay, so that's where the gummies come into play. You know, the gummies help you to sleep better at night. The gummies help you to calm down. So I got road rage, all of that. So I be driving, people cut me off in traffic. I pop a gummy, I be like, it's above me now.
Okay, and so this just relax. And I'm sorry, just grabbing stuff.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
So this just relaxes you, gives you.
That's what I got off in this hookah. This is CBD in the hookah.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, I got the pre-rolls. It's like, what you want? Like the pre-rolls are my best sellers.
Okay.
The pre-rolls are my best sellers. People come in, they over here. Let me see.
And is this like sage down here?
Yeah, that's sage and palo.
Looking for some sage.
Oh yeah, I've got the
Oh yeah, you got it all hooked up. I may have to buy me some stuff before I get up out of here. You know.
So those are your pre-rolls, okay?
And you I don't do this. But, I'm listening though. I'm listening.
But you can even make tea with it. So we got, we make the tea, and like I said, it calms you down. It helps with any anxiety, any depression, any insomnia. Like my nephews. One of my nephews has ADHD, and so I put my brother on it, and now that calms him down, because I really want to educate our people, get our kids off this medicine. They pumping our kids full of this medicine, making them crazier than they already are, because if they off of it, then they just all over the place. But that CBD helps to calm him down. I have another cousin, she's autistic, and my cousin gives her the gummies for her to go to sleep and to calm her down. So I mean, you can use it for anything.
So you obviously, I mean, you look like you're a retailer, so you believe in it. I got you. Okay.
I'm the CBD queen. Okay, I'm the plug.
I got you.
I'm the plug. I'm just waiting on them to go ahead and let us go and grow this thing.
I was just gonna ask you, like, so how does that business work for you right now? Like, are you like, obviously you can sell it, but like, where do you get this from? Like,
I just have different distributors, that I get it from out of state. Do
you get a lot of pushback, or is it pretty easy to kind of pull off now, or
as far as selling it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like when I went to Ridgeland, I was like, now I sell CBD. They was like, you can sell anything CBD except for the oils that go in the vape. I was like, okay, cool. Okay. So I was game. So like I said, when I get ready to start growing it, I'm gonna be ready. I want to have CBD, cigars, all of that. Like, I'm the CBD plug. Okay.
All right. Well, I guess and to go ahead and end this, I know you got to go work out some people. I hope you don't kill them people too bad, man. Give them a break today.
I told you this is like the only day I get. Sometimes I get Wednesdays if it's slow here at the restaurant, but
they gotta know to stop coming on Monday.
Oh, they love it though, because that's the only day they get with me. So they love it. They love to feel that pain, and then I be sore for 3-4 days after too. So, but that gives us that time with me, because the way I set up the gym is where I have a team of trainers, so I want them to see the pastor, but not get to where they like, oh, we not coming because the pastor not preaching. You know how we do in the South. Who preaching today? Yeah. Oh no, I ain't going.
I ain't pulling up. Nah, he talked too long anyway.
Oh my God.
So just to end this out, like I said, I got 2 questions for you. One, my first question for you is like, what's next? What's next for G.I. Jane?
Oh man, that's a good question. It's so much. I definitely want to write a book. I want to even do like an ebook, like how to market, how to start a business. I've learned so much during the pandemic. Yeah, how to help people, because like I said, I just jump out there and do things. We were talking, I want to do a podcast. I just want to get out there more where I can share this story, because
it deserves to be shared. I think. I hate to cut you off, but
fine.
I mean, there's a lot that you've talked about in this short time we've sat here that I think a lot of people need to hear, and and hopefully that they hear it through this, so it helps some people. So I definitely think you should do everything.
We got some work to do here in Mississippi, and I'm, it might seem naive to think that I'm gonna have a part in changing, but I feel like, we can change the face of Mississippi, where we're not the #1 for childhood obesity, hypertension. Like, we could be the next Atlanta,
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I have for you.
Okay.
Well, if you don't have anything else, we'll
no, because I could talk your ear off. We could be here all day. You'd be like, okay, and cut.
If you didn't have to go work out, we would open this up some more. So that's good. That's good. So tell us in that camera there, but tell us where we can find you on social media, where you want us to follow you.
I got so many pages. It's just unreal. That's why I need an assistant. Okay, find me that. All right. So Instagram, I am G.I. Jane. So that's G_I_JAN, the number 3. Okay. We're also Mind, Body, and Soul Foods on Instagram. So that's mind_body_and_soul foods. Okay. Same thing on Facebook. On Facebook, I'm Natasha Williams, IFBB Pro, and that's Natasha with a C.
Now you said we couldn't use your name because
I know. Well, they can try to follow me, but I got too many followers on Facebook. Facebook be tripping, But I do have the G.I. Jane page on Facebook, so that's just straight G.I. Jane, no 3. It's just G.I.J.A.N.E. We have the Mind, Body, and Soul Foods on Facebook, and we have the G.I. Jane Studio X on Facebook. So we have a lot of pages. I don't do Twitter because I used to be like, ratchet back in the day when Twitter first came out. So I don't know what to tweet about now. So I have Twitter, but I just don't know what to tweet about. So I don't want y'all to know that side of me, so I just don't tweet.
Fair enough. Well, G.I. Jane, I appreciate the time. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me.
Next time.
Yes.
Thank you. Thanks for watching another episode of Dirty Napkins. This conversation with G.I. Jane was much needed, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms @Dirty Napkins. Until next time, it's your host, Taylor.